Hi, I'm Mark. This is my February review for Pisces Sun sign and Pisces rising. We start the month off with a little bit of inward thinking because Mercury is retrograde, and Mercury is retrograde till the 20th. But then on the 20th the Sun will move into your sign Pisces in your first house, and Mercury will go direct, so all will be a lot better. So you just got to get through these first few weeks, and you may feel a bit more withdrawn. You may not feel like socialising a lot, but there's work to be done, and there are some good aspects on the way, so things are not all bad. Right, we start off the month with an aspect between Saturn and Chiron. Now, Chiron is in your second house of finances, so there may be issues here that you need to look at. There may be issues from the past with authority figures from, say, banks or companies that you've had problems with, and these need to be resolved now. The key to this aspect is to resolve issues regarding authority figures, and also take responsibility, organise your finances well, ready for the future. Also on that day we have an aspect between the Sun and Mars. Now this can be difficult because there are sometimes irritations when the Sun squares Mars. Usually these two work well together, but with the square aspect it can be quite challenging and there can be confrontations, so try and avoid those on this first of the month. On the 4th there's an aspect between Jupiter and the Black Moon Lilith. Now the Black Moon Lilith is in your third house, and wherever she is she casts a shadow. So there's a shadow over your intelligence, your mind, your thinking. So this shadow will be made to look big under Jupiter. Jupiter enlarges everything, so you can't ignore it. So this can be good because it will allow you to deal with something that you've perhaps been afraid of in the past. It may have been an unconscious fear that now surfaces and you can put to rest. Then on the 6th, the Sun makes a great aspect to the Moon's nodes. Now this is the first of 4 aspects during February, so there's a fated field of February. Destinies will change, and this is good because they're all positive aspects. So with the Sun making an aspect to the North Node, which is our spiritual way forward, you could gain some insight into your future and what you should do for the future. The 4th house is about our past, and this is where the North Node is, so there could be things from the past that you can use, that you have learnt from, and that you can put into the future. So this is a good opportunity to align yourself with the nodal axis. Also on the 6th, Venus makes 2 aspects. Venus has now moved into your 12th house along with all the other planets. She makes an aspect to Uranus, and this will allow you to bring some things out into the open. There'll be some subjects or topics that you can bring out the open and discuss them with other people and try and resolve those issues. Also on that day, Venus makes an aspect to Chiron. Now we spoke earlier about the Saturn-Chiron aspect, which is lasting all month. Well, Venus can shed some understanding and awareness and acceptance on this issue. Then on the 7th there's another large aspect. This is from Saturn to Uranus. This lasts all month as well. Saturn is putting a lot of pressure on the other planets this month. Saturn is the planet of teaching. Saturn likes to teach us a lesson, and if we learn from that lesson we will be rewarded. He always gives back more than he takes. So this aspect of Uranus in your 3rd house is all about your mind. Here we have differences between your unconscious mind, the Saturn in the 12th house, and your conscious mind in the 3rd house, and that's Uranus. So Uranus will want to put in lots of changes. Your mind is very active. It's very, it's kind of quick, too quick probably for Saturn. Saturn is slow and deliberate. So here we need the structure of Saturn within the mind and the unconscious, and to match and to balance the quick thinking and the unpredictability of Uranus. It's difficult to do, but you need to balance this in a way that your unconscious and your conscious mind are not at war with each other, and they're on the same level and they understand each other. On the 9th, Mercury makes a second positive aspect to the Moon's nodes. Now, with Mercury being the planet of communication, you can expect a message. This will either be from the past or from the future that will help to align you with the nodal axis and guide you forward in the right direction. On the 10th, Mercury makes a square aspect to Mars. This is always a difficult one because it can cause irritability and unexpressed anger to come out verbally. So you need to be mindful of this, and also be careful with sharp objects, accidents and things can happen under this influence. Try and stay calm and don't let anger get the better of you. Then on the 11th there's a new moon. And this new moon for you is going to be a very sensitive one. It's in your 12th house. It's the house of Pisces. So it's a very intuitive moon as well. Here's a time for reflection, quiet reflection. Maybe do a review of the past and see where you are and where you need to be for the future. The moon is about sowing new seeds, so it's time to do some soul searching, see where you've been in the past and where you've arrived to now and where you want to be in the future, and sow some seeds for those future activities now. It's also in Aquarius, it's a very original and exciting in the fact that it can bring forth new ideas, originality can be brought forward and your uniqueness can come out now. It's also a good time to think about fulfilling yourself through the service to others. Also on the 11th, Venus makes two aspects. One is to Jupiter, which is in your 12th house, so this is a very agreeable aspect. This will calm you down and make you feel good, very relaxed, and you may attract things to you unconsciously. The other is to the Black Moon Lilith, and Venus will soften her down, so your fears won't be important at all. Then on the 12th, Mars makes an aspect to your ruler Neptune in your first house and in Pisces. So this is a very positive aspect for you. This is when you can gain some enlightenment. It's when you can really look into yourself, do some soul searching and see where you need to make changes. And you might discover some things. You might discover that there's a certain course of action that you've been following that really isn't right, and that you can change that now and take a new, more direct approach to things. The weekend of the 13th and 14th, you may feel a little bit down. Mercury is on its final retrograde push before it goes direct on the 20th. So this is a time when you'll probably feel withdrawn, you won't feel much like socialising, and you'll feel a little bit down in the dumps. But then on the 15th, Venus makes a lovely aspect to the moon's nodes. This is the third connection during the month, and those are all positive. So here karma can be introduced again, and there's things that may happen now, and you can attract things to you. You can manifest under this aspect. So put your mind to whatever it is you want. Use the law of attraction, and you could also benefit in your career or in your chosen path with this aspect from Venus. On the 19th, Venus makes a square to Mars. You need to be a bit mindful today because Venus is in the house of the unconscious, Mars is in the house of communication. So there could be a direct link between your unconscious and your conscious mind here where communication is concerned. So you could just blurt things out. You could talk before you actually think. So you need to be a little bit careful. You don't want to cause any conflict within relationships, so just be mindful. Then on the 20th, Mercury goes direct. This is great because not only is it time now to put things into action with Mercury going direct, also all the other planets are direct, and they're direct until the 23rd of May. So now is a good time to put your plans into action. You can now make important decisions without any fear. There'll be no hold-ups, no delays, and you'll have a clear mind. On the 24th, there's another fantastic aspect. This one is between Jupiter and the moon's nodes. Now this is the fourth and final contact during February, and this is probably the most beneficial because Jupiter expands everything, so opportunities will be coming your way now. You know, this is a good chance to put things into action, as we said earlier with this Pluto-Mars aspect. This is all good timing. Now is time to push forward. All those planets are direct. You've got 3 months of intense action now that you need to get motivated for. The benefits of this aspect can be numerous. Obviously on a karmic level you will be able to advance in many levels. Spiritually This is great for advancing in a spiritual sense. This is great for the unconscious and again confidence and hidden abilities coming through from the unconscious and manifesting them, bring them out into the open. Next year Jupiter moves into your sign, so this is going to be so beneficial. So you need to do the background work now. You need to work behind the scenes so that next year the full force of Jupiter will come into being. We've just spoken about Jupiter and how he's going to bring new opportunities over the next few days. Well, we also have the added benefit of the Sun making a positive aspect with Uranus. Now, Uranus is in your third house, so your mind will be absolutely buzzing with excitement. And the Sun now in Pisces, you'll have original ideas coming through. You'll be able to reform parts of your life that need reforming. There'll also be a chance for creative change. This is a good period, so you need to make the most of the opportunities and the new experiences that are coming your way. To end the month, on the 27th, there's a full moon. Now, the full moon's in Virgo, your opposite sign. So, this is going to be very acute for those of you born between the 23rd of February and the 3rd of March, and those of you with a rising sign between 5 and 13 degrees. This full moon is quite intense emotionally, so you'll feel towards your loved ones. You will want support and security from them, and you'll want to give the same to them as well. With your heightened sense of the emotions, be careful because people could take advantage of you. And your communications or your dealings with females will be more intense, whether it's good connections or bad connections. It'll be very, very intense. Now, with the Virgo full moon, it's about analysing, it's about organising and simplifying. It's a good time to reflect and look back on the past and see what things worked well for you and what things didn't work so well. It's a good time to reap benefit from the things that did work well and maybe change the things that didn't, so that with the next new moon you can sow new seeds and they will grow for the future. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.